on, which I'm hoping she gets on and she remembers. We're all different time zones. So, Lindsay, if you can turn your video on, I would love that, if possible. And I'm sorry I like this. I'm not sorry. I'm healthy and whole. Hey, you guys, I'm so excited. You guys are all charted, structured for Emerald. Brianna went Emerald last month. Yay, Lindsay. Thanks for being video on. I like seeing you guys' pretty faces so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. That's awkward. Every day, all day long, but I'd rather be looking at your faces. Okay, so you guys are all structured for Diamond. Do you guys have your charts printed out?
Got mine right here.
Perfect. Okay. These are what your charts look like. And trust me, I know where my entire team is, because guess what? I got charts, I've got charts, I've got charts.
That's awesome.
It always asks me, how do I remember this all? Because this is what I stare at every single day, all day long.
Yeah.
Anna could probably ask me what someone's BV is, and I would be like, oh, she's at this and this and this. It's promotion season. That's what we love, and that's what we want your team to be like. So you want to know where everyone's volume is at. For example, Kim, since we have Mari on, are you guys okay with me sharing your charts, first of all?
Sure. Great.
So Kim and Mari are stacked. So it goes Brianna, Kim, and then Mari. And so what you always want to do, I'm not organized in my life, but with charts, I am. And so I told a few girls this the other day that are going Ruby to get highlighters, all your colored highlighters, and be color coordinated with your charts. And what this looks like is Lindsay is charted for Diamond as well. And above her, I don't know if she knows this, but she's actually below my spa. I have my spa, so I get that. But this is our chart. And so what I do personally is everyone is green. Is either good, auto shut ran, like good to go. I have green for good to go. We're done. The red little dots. So can you see the red little dots on here?
Mm-hmm.
The red little tiny dots simply means they either have an auto shipment they need to run, or, for example, Kara's not above 400. So I do little dots like that so I can be like, okay, I need to watch Kim. Like Kim, auto shipment. For whatever reason, I'll be watching Kim. Okay, her auto shipment runs on the 19th.
Right.
The 19th, okay, hers is processed. She's good. She's commission qualified. She's now a green. So I circle it. Don't you guys love this? This is how I do it. You guys can chart however you want, but this is what I have found is the easiest. Green means they're good to go. We're good. Like, carry on. We're good. Okay? Red. Oh, I had this red dot. Well, this isn't red. This is like a, but if you have red, whatever. This to me means stop. We have something. They need something. They need volume. They need auto shipment. Whatever that looks like, they get a red dot. Okay? This is your guys' charts. And when you guys have your charts and looking at them, the easier it is for you, because like I was telling my Ruby girls the other day, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. Okay? So Mari and Kim both promoted to Ruby last month. They should know. This is Kim's chart. So Kim has already been Ruby. All of these people, right there, that's your Ruby chart. All of these people should be green or very close to it.
Right.
Right, Ryan. We know Ryan. We need to watch the volume on Ryan. Right, Kim?
Right.
So that one, we would put a little red dot on. Now we go on to Emerald. So your promoting spots are Mari and Jerry. Now, if you are in a promoting spot, you must be commission qualified. Whether that's an ADVV auto shipment, which I recommend if you are going Ruby, you should always be commission qualified, period.
Right.
And again, some people want to throw it up in the air and be like, I'll just go by 150. That's fine, but I'm going to tell you right now so no one is alarmed. You go by the 150. You guys all run an auto shipment, so you don't need this. But if you go by the 150 and the last day of the month, someone, for whatever reason, returns a product, and you do not catch that, I cannot get you a paycheck. Yeah. Right? That being said, also, if these people are not commission qualified, then you also cannot promote with them until they are commission qualified. So, Jerry, for example, she's not above 150 or has not ran. So we cannot get Kim to Emerald until she's qualified. You want to make sure if you are doing by the 150, that's fine. But I recommend you to go up to at least 250. Just to secure it. But no, I can't run an auto shipment. That's fine. It must be well over 150. And with that insurance, we all love insurance. I know my dad's insurance salesman, so we all love insurance. But in case, you might not ever need to use it. But that's okay. So, if you see your part, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time hearing you a little bit.
Yeah, you keep cutting out.
Is this better now?
Yeah, a little
Yes.
Okay. I might have just needed to be turned up. It might be my voice that's cutting out too.
No, it was some type of interference.
It just need to be moved a little bit here. Okay, so this is your chart right here, Kim.
Okay.
We have Mari that's already been, yep, she's on this side. We're flipped when I see the screen. She's already been Ruby. So honestly, she's going Emerald this month. So really, the fun part about this is guess what? This whole side, you don't even need to focus on.
Thanks, Mari.
You're welcome.
She's good. Obviously, check in with her. She's got her team handled. She's already, you run your auto shipment?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Of first.
So she's agreed. She's good to go. Teresa, Alyssa, Bridget, we still do need a little bit volume under Bridget. She's at 350.
Okay.
So just kind of watch that. And Alyssa is at 346. We have Justin who's under Alyssa. We have distributors that we're going to get that volume up. So we're moving on to Emerald anyway, so that will all be covered when we go on to Emerald.
Woohoo. Okay.
Okay? So really, you want to focus on Kim. And Ryan, we already kind of know we kind of need to watch just a little bit.
Yes.
But we have Craig under her who should be getting customers. Fast start, that's going to help the volume right there.
Okay.
And then Jerry, we have Lee, Jamie, and one more distributor.
Okay.
Now, I know we talked about enrolling your husband, but we want husband as close to your top line as possible.
Okay.
I'll put him most likely under Ryan.
Okay.
Or under Craig, sorry. So those guys can work together. So one more distributor for you. You're blocked in. My goal is to talk to Jerry, either get her more loyal customers, which she wants her shopping spree,
Right.
or her auto shipment.
She's talking to 4 people right now.
I think I told you today is her last day for her shopping.
Yesterday was her last day, supposedly.
Okay, so if her last day was, I do kind of extend the shopping spree if they miss it. I have
Okay.
product on hand, but I usually give my girls a certain deadline and say, okay, you only have, I'll extend it for 3 more days and you can shop from my stash.
Okay.
So I might not have everything they want, just so they know. But so that's what you want to do. And then once she's above 150, she's agreeing, or excuse me, 150 or commission qualified.
Okay.
He's agreed. And then Lee and Jamie, we just want to keep on working with them to get their customers.
Okay.
So really, the only people you need to focus on for your emerald are these 3 people right here.
Okay.
And kind of sprinkle up here on under
Jerry. Oh, okay.
Jerry.
So I need to talk to Craig.
Because
Okay.
he wants to get his shopping spree.
Okay.
So we want to get Craig going. Or
Okay.
if you enroll your husband before the month's end, which I don't want to do that until you have 2 loyals. So you automatically sign him, place 2 loyals.
Understand.
So as we're working towards emerald, I'd rather have your volume down here too.
Okay.
But keep on coaching your girls. Coach Jamie and Lee. They only have a couple more days for their shopping spree.
Okay.
The first 30, so be coaching them. I know Lee said today she's talking to a few people about the Mocha Dreams. That's huge.
Right.
The biggest thing I want to always tell people is if you talk to people about Mocha Dreams and the cleanse, that's 69 BV right there. If they don't do the discount, that's 91. 90 BV, easy. That's easily, you get 5 customers with the keto coffee, the cleanse, and the greens. Box done. And that's going to go a lot faster than having 17 people on thermo fight. And I know my math is probably totally wrong on that. Whatever 30 times whatever equals 400. Okay? We get the point. So, who has watched the Zoom from last night?
I'm working my way through it.
Okay. That Zoom, you guys, was powerful. And why I say that, every single they had on it, honestly enrolls above 50 customers a month, above at least, like their least lowest loyal customer is 90 BV. Granted, sometimes they pull in a few 30 BV, whatever. But high extent and percentage-wise, it is high volume. Because remember how I've always talked about, what we talk about is what people buy. It's just like if you're going into Nordstrom, if you have a person with you right there at Nordstrom following you along the store, chances are you're going to buy a lot more. And then at checkout, all of a sudden you have that stand at checkout that you go through. It has anything and everything that you don't need, but you put it all in your cart. Tell me someone else does that, and that's not just me.
Yes, I do it too.
You just add it all in, it's like -$1. But that's what you want to do with your customers. Let them know, okay, if they are serious about weight loss, we need to flush out their system with the cleanse. We need to alkalize and detoxify and get their fruits and vegetables in. Get them on the greens. Mari has a great story of that. You guys, within 3 days, she went from a loyal customer to a distributor in 3 days. That's how fast she noticed the difference. And she's lost 15 pounds now.
Right about that, yeah.
We'll say 15 pounds on a good day.
Yes.
Weigh yourself in the morning, right?
Right.
And another thing, you guys are all awesome on social media. I don't need to tell you this, but try to find some more before and after photos. That's where it's going to step you up for the rest. Or so, Lindsay loves it when I say this. Be a product to the product and show people you using the product. Whether that's making your stinky mocha in the morning, Brianna has been making it almost every morning during a live, making your collagen mix. Your immunity and collagen is really good together, which I'm about to have because of this. People know you. So they trust Kim. If you put on some baggy shorts or pants, whatever that looks like, and say, you guys, months ago, I started using these products, I'm down 12 pounds. That's what Sally Joe. Hold on, I'm going mute because we all know mute. All right. That's going to stand out a lot more to people than seeing someone else's before and after photos. Amanda just got great collagen pictures in, and you guys, it doesn't even have to be huge results. People are like, oh, I don't know, I didn't lose the pant size, this, that, or the other. You guys, whatever your experience is, your results are, people are going to love that. Let me see if this is is she on? She's on. I was just about to text you.
Hi.
Oh, I muted you, I think. We unmuted at the same time. There you go.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Hello. Okay, so you guys, I was thinking today, who can I get on that? These are all my girls structured for, we've got Emerald, Diamond, and Brianna structured for Double Diamond. So Brianna went Emerald last month in 63 days. Oh, I lost
You
count.
go, girl.
And Mari and Kim and Amanda have all been enrolled since January, and they're already going Emerald. And then Lindsay is going to give it all her best, and Lindsay, she disappeared on us. She's like, oh crap, Sarah's here. Because I'm like,
she's peeing. Oh wait, we're in the car.
But these girls are ready to go Emerald, to go Diamond. They're my hot mamas going all in. And so I felt like Sarah, out of anyone, you guys, if you guys don't know my story of Sarah, and I won't start to say it because I'll start to cry and I already have a cold and that would just be a hot mess. So bottom line for me is I was in this business for 3.5 months and I was like, okay, cool. It took me 3.5 months to hit executive. Hint, hint, you guys have been in the business shorter amount of time than I have and you're already going for Emerald. Just saying. It took me 3.5 months to go executive. And then I met Sarah at conference right after they launched the $10,000 bonus. And I had no idea who she was. And we connected who each other were. And then she's like, you're going for the $10,000 bonus, right? And I'm like, homegirl. It just took me 3.5 months to hit my first rank. But I'm like, you don't tell Sarah no. And so I'm like, whatever. Sure, Sarah.
You didn't tell me no.
I didn't tell her no. I said, 6 weeks later, because of her, well, not because of her, I'm going to take that back, because I hustled and because she believed in me, I went Diamond. I earned a $10,000 bonus. And by the next time I saw her, which was at the Dallas boot camp, which was that summer, springish, I was Double Diamond. So Sarah's going to pour into us, tell us how to go Diamond, how to just all the amazingness. I didn't give her any instructions. I just said, Sarah, do your. So
I had to take a minute. We just had done swim lessons. I now live in Florida. When I started this business, I lived in Ohio. And so actually, when I started this business, I lived in my first apartment right outside of living out of the back of my truck. The bottom of the barrel, short story. Graduated from high school, started college, 20 credit hours a semester, just went guns blazing as fast as I could through everything. Got married and divorced before I turned 20. By the time I turned 21, I was at the bottom of a barrel of a Tito's barrel. Well, it wasn't Tito's then. I couldn't afford Tito's, but it was like some Weld vodka. Whatever was buy one, get one. That was my thing. And I dropped out of college 12 hours short of my bachelor's degree. I thought I wanted to go to school for advertising, new media, graphic design. That was really when computers were kind of just now taking off. You guys remember the big Apple computers that were colored, the pink and blue? I was really fortunate. And even though my parents didn't have it well off, my grandfather was an entrepreneur. He owned a pizza place and bought one of the first Mac computers, the black and green DOS screen, and showed me the potential of technology. So I kind of dove into that in high school, but wanted to mix it up with art. I've always been pretty creative. And a guy with a guitar sang my pants off, proposed. I said yes. 6 months later, we got married. About 8 months after that, we got divorced. So we were a bunch of kids who went down in a burning ring of fire. And it's so funny because we danced to that song at the wedding. But that whole moment in my life was for one reason, And that reason was God. I sat in his family owned a church. His family operated a church. And I don't remember what he was saying, but one day I just felt all of the anger and hatred and just about the bad deck of cards that I was dealt as a kid leave my body. And so I'm so forever grateful for that moment. And Sarah Savage was born. Now, I'm Sarah Rankin now. I've since been with my now husband. We've been together for 10 years, celebrating our 5th wedding anniversary. But when I started with It Works, we had only been together for about 6 months. So long downward spiral, drops out of college about 12 hours short of a bachelor's degree. One of the many times I disappointed my grandfather, God love him. And I said, I don't want to go to school for this. I want to be a personal trainer. I just want to help people feel good about themselves. And I think it's, looking back, I can see why I wasn't feeling great about myself, not necessarily physically. I've always been relatively fit, great genetics because I didn't know much about nutrition either. But I was broken inside. And, you can heal yourself through healing others. It's one of the best things about this business. It has brought me so much joy and so much purpose and so much passion. And I'm just so thankful for the way that it all went. But at that moment when It Works came into my life, I was running a women's only gym, pretty confident. Like I had just gone from living out of the back of my truck, literally, to my first apartment as a single woman, just me and Joe and Josh, a boyfriend. We were about 6 months together at that point. And this woman walked into my gym and she handed me a Blitz card. And if you don't know what a Blitz card is, it's got what have you tried that crazy wrap thing on one side and a before and after picture on the other. And I kind of told my story in the Black Diamond Crew yesterday, which is my team page. And if you're not in there and you'd like to be, I'm sure Dana would love to have you. I know she's got some qualifications to bring you over there. But
they're all in there. They got in there.
Awesome. Okay, so I don't want to ramble too far onto that because where we've come from is awesome. It makes us who we are, the good, the bad, the light, the dark, the contrast. We have to have the contrast in our lives. You've got to be shown what you don't want so that you can know what you do want. And so I sifted and I sorted a lot as a child, and I'm still going strong. I won't act like just because I'm a black diamond, hey, I claim that. Yes. Ambassador Diamond. I almost said Black Diamond, Dana. Yes, it is done. All right, let's do this.
Done and done. You're speaking.
I was laying in bed praying, just looking for a way out. And so when she walked in with a Blitz card, I thought, no, this is not it. That's kind of what happened with my daughter too. I said, God, I'm not supposed to be at this OB's office. And he said, no, you're not. You're going to have a home birth. And I was like, no, we're not doing that. And he's like, actually, you are. So I guess my point of all of that is you want to know how to get to diamond, to get to double diamond, to triple diamond, to presidential diamond, to ambassador diamond, and how I will go black diamond. It's listening to that intuition, that little voice that said, but what if it did work, was enough to lead me to it? And what if they were interested, was enough to lead me to that first distributor, that second distributor, that 5th distributor, that 10th distributor, the 100th distributor. I don't even know where I'm at now. I should go pull those numbers. I've been with It Works now this will be my 9th year this July. That's insane to say. I never ever imagined I am now a finisher, but I was at that time a serial quitter. I had quit relationships. I had quit diets and workouts. I had quit books. I had quit school. I had quit I had quit everything, right? That's one thing that I actually was really good at, was quitting, except for the habits that almost killed me. Listening to that intuition and following your gut, knowing I'm going to get on the call, or I'm going to make that call, or I'm just going to blitz them, or I'm just going to ask, or I'm just going to follow up, or why did Martha come to my head in the middle of my shower? It's all because you're supposed to be obedient and take that step. And I know when Dana was really hitting hard for her promotion at that point, one of my lines was, what is for you will not pass you, because it's true. If you believe it, and you take the action and the obedient steps, whatever they are. For me, it was like I said, blitz that person. And I blitzed somebody at the bar, and she was my first wrap party, my first loyal customer, was my loyal customer for a few years, sent me 26 different referrals. Every referral, I kept asking her. Her name's Katie Harold. You guys have probably seen her go live. She's great. Now my presidential diamond. And it was all on tuition. Josh had drill that night, and I was like, you know what? I don't have anything to do. And my thing at that point in my life was, if it doesn't make me money and it doesn't bring me joy, I'm not doing it. That's now the resolution that I've gotten back to. If it doesn't make me money and it doesn't bring me joy, I'm not doing it, with the exception of like changing my kid's diaper and stuff like that. Because, you know, some things just don't bring you joy or make you money that you got to get done, but you understand what I'm trying to say. I listened to the intuition that night when he said, I'm going to drill, that said, go out and find somebody. And I built my business mostly at that time belly to belly, because Facebook wasn't a thing yet like that. Facebook just started in 2008, 7, 4, 5, I don't know, whatever. But it hadn't been around long enough that people started doing business on it yet, or marketing, or advertising, graphic design hadn't really taken off. And this opportunity where we could connect with people at the click of a button, I don't think really set in for people like us in network marketing. Network marketing's been around for 50, I don't even know how many years network marketing. Here's what you're going to find out about me too. You're going to see me go, I don't even know. We'll look it up later. Also very resourceful. I don't need to know it all to get to where I'm going. As I cross paths with a question or something I don't know how to do, I take a moment, or I make it my mission to learn how to do that something. So if there's one thing my childhood dealt me, it was, we've got to be resourceful. And you very much have to be resourceful as an entrepreneur, and especially in this business, because it's ever evolving. What used to work for you at one point might not work for you the next. You know, you might do great with host to post one week, and then the next week you're like, that doesn't mean stop doing host to post. That means keep doing the things that you need to do to be obedient, to be disciplined, that you know will grow your network, that you know will grow your business. But also, don't spend years banging your head against the wall like Dana and I did, trying to figure out something that is really so simple, especially now for you guys, because what you don't understand, or maybe you do, is we cut what it takes to build the organization, like the actual structure of the organization, in half. So it was something like 176 distributors had to line up for me to go ambassador at the right time, at the right place, with all of the right numbers and the right. It was a well orchestrated choir, and we just cut the entire win section out and made things a whole lot more fun, a whole lot more exciting, and a lot easier to play. So being resourceful, following your intuition, and don't be married to the story. For so long, I told the same story, the same beat up, broken story of where I had come from. And although it is so important to acknowledge the struggles and realize that your mess is your message, also, you are not the same person you were yesterday. And you will not be the same person tomorrow as you are right now at this very moment. And at this very moment, you are absolutely, undeniably perfect and completely capable of everything that is on your heart. It isn't until you allow the ego, your mind, to start chatty Cathy-ing away, and for whatever reason, we fall into the trap of listening to that person, that thing. Like, you ever notice that you can hear the voice? Does that make sense? You can hear the voice. The voice is not you. It's not you. You can hear it. So when you hear that, you have to find a way to jolt yourself out of that state and to change at the game. So if you want to hear more about that, I talked a lot about the ego in my live the other night. You can go back and check that out. But intuition, changing things up, don't marry the story. Tell them where you've come from. Tell them what you've overcome, whatever platform you choose to use, belly to belly, through social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all the things, networking meetings, BNI meetings. Lead with a story. Always lead with a story, whether you're talking about the products or you're talking about yourself or why they should join your team. A story meaning like, oh my gosh, it's been such a crazy day. I just pulled the baby out of the fridge, plopped her down in front of baby Einstein, made myself this delicious, smooth, creamy cup of keto coffee that is going to keep me going well into the work hours tonight, because I'm a working mom. So when I put her down for bed, that doesn't mean I get to sit down and go to bed. It means I work my business. And so blah, 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 why I love my keto coffee. I'm telling you a story. I wasn't selling you a product. And so learning how to tell the story, but not just the same story, because you're evolving. And so you want to do things that encourage you to grow, whether that's books, YouTube videos, audibles. I do all the things. So I've got a little activity that you guys can do that'll help jolt some ideas around for you. But also focus on telling people the story of what you're doing, where you're going, sharing your vision, sharing Dana's vision, sharing our team vision. We know that we're creating essentially an army of light workers. I mean, pretty much out of like every 2 people in this company, you start out in one of 2 ways. You start out either, I absolutely need this money to survive. That was me. Or you start out with, I just want to be able to do more. And something crazy happens when you get the I need the money to survive around the people who just want to do more. They figure out how to make the money to survive, and now they just want to do more too. So we're creating this organization of light workers that just have these amazing goals and dreams on their hearts. But for me, that didn't start to occur to me until I was able to dig myself out of the debt, until I was able to get the creditors off my back, until I was able to pay back my grandma and my mom and my best friend and eliminate some of these weights that had been holding me down for so long. So if you're like, crap, I don't know what this crazy dream in my heart is, don't spend too much time trying to frantically look for it. Just get yourself into a place where it can come to you, and that you're clear-minded enough and confident enough in your ability to learn that it totally seems possible. And even if it doesn't totally seem possible, Dana's like, oh, you could totally do that. Or I'm like, yeah, Kim, we're doing it. Even if it scares you, we're the type of people that are going to continuously push you in the direction of those dreams. And you want to tell the world what those dreams are. Yes, it's a little bit scary, but I just really latched on to the fact that I knew I was going to make $1 million with this company. And I told everybody that. And that was pretty much how I built my business to Diamond, was just telling people, I'm going to do it. Do you want to come with me? And they'd be like, there's no way that works. And I'm like, I know, right? It's just, I know people who are doing it. So I know it's crazy, but do you want to come with me? And either they said yes or they said no. And I got so laser focused on what I was doing and where I was going that the people who said no to me, it wasn't like, oh, gasp, how could you? It was like, cool, let me know if you have any friends who want to make some money. Have them call me. And then I would just move on, because what is for you will not pass you. Rejection is protection. Like if they're saying no to you, don't try to beat this drum. Just say, love them for where they're at. They don't know. They don't know if they need you financially. They don't know if they need you health-wise. They don't know if they need you as a mentor or even a Facebook friend if you're brand new on their friends list, or even if you're not. And so love people for where they're at. That's the next piece of advice that I have, because people are going to be in different places in your business. And sometimes especially when you start going double diamond and beyond, or even diamond, honestly, sometimes you'll have people who are in a position to do more than maybe they're participating for. That makes sense? Like I've had people in Ruby positions, that's $500 a month, at least, plus cash and bonuses, who didn't even think that they were going to come in and make $100. And so sometimes in this business, people can end up in positions that you hope they'll do more with, and you'll try to pull them along. And you just can't. You just got to love people for where they're at and align with the ones whose goals are with yours. Now, with that being said, if you're structured for something, Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, Double Diamond, and beyond, you also have to keep in mind that you got to do what you got to do to get to where you want to go. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that all 176 participants in my ambassador promotion was like, woo, I'm going with you. But we had a good group of us, just like this, who had a dream on our heart to do something financially. We liked being around each other, so that makes getting on Zooms like this and coming to events and meeting up at coffee shops super easy. So there's another piece of advice. Work with people you actually want to be around. Remember, not everybody deserves to work with you. And the same goes for customers. Not everybody deserves to work with you. And so, we made happen what we wanted to make happen, but also during the growth period, I was just had my eyes out for anybody who wanted more. And I was just doing everything I could. And like when I met Dana and I saw the light bulb go off, and she's like, yeah, I could get that $10,000 bonus. You're right. I was like, oh. enter into the circle, or you're coming with us. We're all going this way. So even if you want to crawl or you want to walk or you want to run, if you're moving that way, that's where we're going. And so always have that forward momentum. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in the quicksand where you're like, oh, woe is me, nothing's working, that person quit, this order didn't get shipped, and you just start seeing everything that's wrong. If you start to get into that place, which undoubtedly you will, I've been here for 9 years, and even working every single day on my mindset and growing in my abilities, I'll find doubt creep in, something will go wrong. I'll be like, see, and then that little da-da-da-da-da, there she goes again. So it's just working on reeling that in. But if you notice yourself, start to notice what's wrong, pull yourself back and gain some perspective. Think about, what are you doing? What do you want? Why do you want it? And what do you need to do to get there, or to get closer to there? Because sometimes the idea of there can seem so overwhelming. Or in my case, and I know Dana's case, there, like we thought there was going to be this much, and there ended up being infinite. And we didn't have a brain cell for that when we started. At least I know I didn't. It wasn't until Cammie Dempsey looked at me and said, or Cammie Pentecost looked at me and said, give me 5 years. And I was like, does she know I dropped out of college? Does she know I've already been divorced? Does she know I ran away from home when I was 17? Does she know, like, 5 years? How am I supposed to commit that to you, lady? I just met you. I don't even know if I like you. She's like, give me 5 years and I'll teach you how to make $100,000 a month. And I was like, what? A month? Because that number, 100,000, that was like beyond the American dream, at least from my neck of the woods, a little town on the border of Michigan and Ohio. I grew up in a garage with a bunch of rednecks whom I love dearly, and that's where my heart will always be. But I had bigger pastures, bigger cows, bigger something to fry. Fish to fry? I don't know. See, there it is. Making all these Sarah-isms. And so at that moment when she said $100,000 a month, 5 years, I thought, well, I was in college paying almost $20,000 a semester as an art student in the middle of freaking Ohio, who grew up in lower middle class. They told me even with that degree and 7 years of experience that I would be lucky to even touch 70,000. So all my life I was kind of told that I was going to make between 20 and 50,000 a year, let alone have the opportunity to do something like that in a month as a broken college dropout. And something clicked that day when she just said that number, and she's like, we're going to do it. And we didn't even have a black diamond yet then. Now we have three. Now 3 people that I know and have known for 9 years are achieving over $100,000 a month doing this. Having Zooms, having sip and samples, sharing their coffee, wrapping people. Now we have so many things that make like getting together with people so fun. I used to have to, I did some really crazy things as a rap girl. Okay. I've touched a lot of pieces of people's bodies, and I'm kind of glad that like I don't have to be on my knees wrapping your inner thighs to make extra cash now. Now there's so many ways, and I will still rap in the middle of anywhere at any time. Do not think I'm too good to get on my knees and rap at a 7-Eleven, because I will, or a Wawa, or whatever you have out there. But now there's Keto Coffee Cash. There's all of these sampleables that are also consumables. So when I started, we were a skincare company, and now we're a unique lifestyle and premium beverage company. And when I started, network marketing was that thing that like your Uncle Joe did one time. Everybody always had somebody in Amway that like, I don't know, lost their house. And now looking back, I'm like, how did you even let it go that far, Bob? Like, stop ordering the books. Why aren't you making money? They all had that one story of like that one company that things went south in. Now, I know so many people who are professional network marketers, who are professional in our industry. And not only that, to see this new wave of these millennials and people, because it's not just the young kids anymore. It's everyone is understanding the power of a personal brand. Everyone is understanding how powerful truly one voice actually is. And if you stand for something, anything, you're golden. And I can tell you right now, there's one thing that I never want to happen. I never want to be on my deathbed. You can go back and read the letter from Steve Jobs. You know, you're never going to wish you worked more, but you're always going to wish that you stood for something more. And I don't want to get to the end of this and be like, I just made my way through life trying to survive as a robot every day, clocking in and clocking out and making dinner, watching TV and clocking in and clocking out and making dinner and watching TV and clocking in and clocking out, arguing with your family and making dinner and watching TV. That life wasn't for me. And it works as the vehicle that found me, that gave me the opportunity to make more money in a month than people told me I could make in a year. And I'm not a doctor or a lawyer. I don't have to trick people. I don't have to lie. I don't have to do anything terrible. I don't have to hurt anyone. I can literally build a business with people that I love to be around, talk about products that are really easy to talk about, and it just so helps that they are delicious and affordable and good for you. And I can do it all through the touch of a button. I'm sitting in all of your homes right now, and I'm upstairs in my sunroom, just got out of the pool with my daughter. My husband's downstairs hanging out because we're a full-time family, because we were able to do that because of it works. He left the military after 14 years. They offered him an enlistment bonus of $10,000. And I said, you hand her a Blitz card and you tell her that I'm about to earn a $75,000 bonus, and we don't need your $10,000. And that's exactly what he did. And he said, no, I'm out. And so many people couldn't wrap their head around it. You're so close to 20 years. Yeah, but that's another, what was it, 14, so 20, 5, Dana, 6, that would have been another 6 years where we would have been forced to do what you told us to do. That's a really long time. That's almost a decade. We couldn't wait to get out of Ohio. We couldn't wait to get around the small minds that told us we couldn't live in Florida. We couldn't pay cash for a house. We couldn't own 2 houses. We couldn't pay off our debt. My mother straight up told me when I said, I want money in the bank, I want to pay off my student loans, I want to be married, I want to have a beautiful wedding, I want to be in love with my husband and secure in my life and my business before I have a child. And my mom said, oh, honey, that's just not how life works. Well, don't believe me, just watch, Mom. Because that's exactly why you're at, where you're at, why you're at, where you've been my entire life, 33 years now. You haven't made it outside of the damn garage. You're freaking miserable every time I talk to you. It's because of that. Because that's not how the world works, because that's for them and not for us. This is for you. This company is for you. These products are for you. This team is for you. Everything you need is already here. Everything that you need can be taught as long as you're willing to learn and speak up and reach out and grow through it together. And when Dana tells you this works for me, I want you to go post it, go post it. And see what happens. And if it doesn't work, call Dana back and say, now what should we do? Until you figure it out enough, or if you're resourceful enough and you don't have to call Dana with every question because you've already figured it out, and you can call Dana with every celebration because those are the calls we really love to have. But your team is here to help you grow through it in whatever place, wherever you're at. So I want you guys to think about what your strengths are, because for one of the biggest mistakes of my career has been spending too long digging into what's wrong with me. Personal development comes with this weird little asterisk. It's personal development, but it's like, before we can fix you, let's pull you apart and diagnose why you screwed up in all of these other areas. And I spent 9 years doing that. And that's the hard way. You can do that. It's been very insightful, and it's made me an amazing speaker, writer, and coach and a mentor. And I appreciate that, because I've had to go through a lot of painful, or I chose to go through a lot of painful personal growth along the way. But now that I'm here, I can tell you, you don't have to do that. Pam Souter told me one time, and if you don't know Pam Souter, she's the co-founder of our company. She's the one that found the rap. She said, I just had an aha moment. And I said, you did? What was it? She goes, I was watching this documentary about a boxer. And, you know, he's now old, and I don't know which boxer. Maybe it was Ali or something. And, you know, they showed video footage of him in practice and practicing for his fight, whatever you call it, before the fight, getting ready for the fight. just taking all these hits, bam, 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 all in the gut, bam, 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 all in the face. And just people dropping 100-pound weights on his stomach, trying to prep him for just getting hit, right? And he was suffering through this whole thing, just painful face and blood, and he was taking all the hits. And then they showed him, after he had won his gloves and, you know, the top whatever of boxing, he's the one that everybody looks up to. They said, what do you wish you could tell your younger self? And he said, I wish I could have told myself it doesn't have to hurt. And then they showed him in practice, and he was going through all the motions. And he was dodging all of them, and they would stop just short of hitting him every time. And he'd duck every hit that was thrown his way instead of taking the punch. He was still doing the motions. He was still staying consistent, practicing for the fight, working on his footwork, seeing things fly at him, and instead of reacting to it, preparing for it. He had totally shifted the way that he was preparing for everything. And that's what I would tell you, is it doesn't have to hurt. You don't have to course correct. Now, there's going to be some things along the way. Like if you're like, I just need to be more confident. Well, babes, we might have to do some uncomfortable things to be a little bit more confident. But I promise you, if you go and stand up at Toastmasters and give your spiel in 2 minutes to everybody in the room, sweating and knees shaking, you're going to walk out of there. You're going to be so damn proud of yourself that you will have more confidence. You pass out that blitz card to the person you're terrified. You don't know if you're going to be able to do it. Your hands are shaking, your knees, you're sweaty, you're stumbling over your words. Do it. Because after you do it, you're going to feel like such a boss. You'll be so proud of yourself for not breaking yet another promise to yourself. You've now fulfilled what you said you were going to do. You did it. Now your confidence is growing. There's some uncomfortableness along the way, but it doesn't have to be pain. You don't have to dive into everything that's happened to you to get to where you want to go. You need to focus on your strengths. You need to focus on what you're good at, what brings you joy, what brings you life, what makes you happy, and stand for something, whether it's something that brings you life and fills your heart with everything, or it's something that makes you cry. If it's a foundation or an organization or a cause or something, but stand for something and play in your strengths. So I want you guys to make a list of at least 20 strengths of yours that you can think of. 20. You know, I like to make lists. Lists help me brain dump, and then they help me spot a pattern. Like if I get a strand of, let's say, 3 to 5 distributors that I bring onto the team that do nothing, I ask myself, before I beat myself up for being a terrible leader, I ask myself, do these 3 to 5 people have anything in common? Is there anything that I can think of that they have in common? And a lot of times the answer is yes. A lot of times the answer is outside of me. Maybe they all came from the same, like in the beginning for me, it was like they all came from the same bar. Well, that bar had been the same bar as long as that bar had been a bar. And so it's no wonder that they didn't get out of the same bar. It all made sense. Or yes, they're all at the same income level, which is they have none. And that can put people either in one of 2 situations. You flight or you fight. You run from it or you fight it. And for me, I was the person that said, just give me a way to fight and I'll fight. Just show me something that I can use and I'll figure out how to use it, because I know that what I'm not supposed to do is suffer another day not being able to pay my bills, not being able to put food in my belly, not being able to take care of my family. My teeth were rotting out of my face. Sicknesses, I would just get so sick that the only time I ever got treatment was literally in the ER, because either a family member would make me go or I had no choice. I would let things go for so long because I didn't have the money, and it was too painful to even think about the shame, right, of not having the money. And so I ran for a really long time. And then there was that day that I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and all I needed was a way out. And that's who you're looking for. You're looking for that person, or you're looking for the person who just wants to make an extra $500 a month, because that's where I started also. $550 a month would have paid my rent and kept a roof over my head. And that was a really big deal. Google foreclosures. I know it was over 50%. I thought it was closer to like 70 or 80. But I'm not the numbers person. My husband is. I know a couple numbers. We get paid on the 15th and fast starts are on Friday.
It's
There you
but
go.
we also just got paid. Just so
Oh, we
y'all-
did? Yeah. Yes. Josh was like, Josh was like, we've been paid every year a day early for 3 years. I just went back and looked at the records. See, he's that guy. Me, I'm just like, woo, payday.
Hey, we became rich.
How much am I allowed to spend? I gave my husband the keys to the finances because I make all the money. And because I'm notoriously good at giving it away and spending it, right? And so I recognize my money weaknesses and thankfully married a finance guy who like totally loves doing all of that. And I'm just like, okay, just tell me what I can't say the word. Just tell me how much money I have. And if I'm not happy with that number, I make it my mission to figure out how I can grow my team, my customers, my fast starts to make more. And it's just the way that our dynamic works. If you've got a spouse, find what works for them, find what helps keep them supportive and encouraging for the business. But I want you to write out your 20 strengths and just be really honest with yourself and then look at it and like star the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Star the top 10, right? You're going to do 20 strengths that you have and then star your top 10 because those are going to come naturally to you and easiest to you. And I just want you to know those things because then you can work within those things. And if you focus on working in your strengths and also pairing that with the things that bring you joy, you're going to have tons of content for your social media. You're going to be having so much fun, so much adventure. It'll be so easy to take a picture with your Keto Go while you're getting ready to go do yoga or take more walks or Marie Kondo your closet or whatever you're doing in your life. The key is how can you meld your business and your life together for as long as it brings you joy. When you start feeling, like I said, when you start feeling that perspective, first of all, tell Dana, oh my God, I feel a little overwhelmed. She's going to say the same thing that I say every time she calls me. I said, Dana, take one of those amazing bath bombs that you sent me. Throw it in the bathtub, put in some music and just be for a second. Just breathe, just clear your mind and think about what do you like to do? What do you want to do more of? And then let's do that. Let's do that and keep doing the things that we know that work for us. Posting on social media, engaging with new people, but let's also do what feels good. So now that you've written your 20 strengths, and I know you guys will after this, I'm trusting that you'll do the action because that's the key. Dana and I can give you all the things to do. We can give you all the ideas on how to find customers, how to find new distributors, how to grow your team, how to be a great leader, how to do all the stuff. And if you do nothing, that knowledge is useless. But if you do something, even if you suck at that something and you try it, that you will always get further than the person who just knows about it. Knowledge is not power. Action is power. Action is king. So 20 things also that you love. You've written down 20 strengths, and I want you to write down 20 things that you love. Your family only counts as one. So you can't put my mother, my brother, my sister, my aunt, my uncle. It's just family, okay? 20 things that you love. And this one could be a bit of a challenge, especially if you're a mama or a really busy working woman and just haven't taken much time to think about yourself in that way. And that's another beautiful thing about It Works is it gives you the permission to think about you. It gives you the permission to think about what you love, what you want, who you want to be. And then for me, those questions have completely transformed my life because I wasn't around people that said, what kind of a woman do you want to be tomorrow? Or why don't you write out your eulogy so that you can see what you really want people to say about you when you're dead. So that way you can start living that way now. I didn't have friends like that before this business. And so I want you to do these activities and look at the 20 things that you're really great at, your 20 strengths. And if you're like really struggling with this right now, feel free to drop in the chat anything you guys want to know because, okay, I'll open it. 20 strengths. I'm going to run down a couple just in case you're having a hard time like, whoa, because I also have experienced that where you stink at giving yourself credit for anything. And so you give yourself credit for nothing. And then you just find yourself banging your head against the wall. So strengths for me are I'm a connector. I love to connect people to things. I love to connect people to people. When Dana calls me with something that she wants to talk about, typically it's not me that comes up with an answer for her. I'll say this book really helped me with that, or this person really inspires me in that way, or I was just doing this activity and that helped me. Maybe it will help you. I love being a connector. So connector, inspired, honest, humble, caring, assertive, optimistic, free spirit, outgoing, fun, resourceful, problem solver, faithful, loving, compassionate, hard-headed, loud, strong, protective, ambitious, passionate, bold, brave, heart-centered, conduit, empathetic, confident. Just keep going down the line. Write out whatever comes to you. Don't judge yourself, and definitely do not listen to that little ego or the big ego if you're just starting to understand what the ego is. That's going to go, no, you're not. Remember that one time that you did this? When you're writing down these things that you're really good at, that's when that part of you typically speaks up. So just, if you need to shut it off, the easiest way, Mel Robbins teaches you to count backwards from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now write the next one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now blitz them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now send the message. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold down the voice button and just say it. Because what that does is it switches your thought process from your right brain into your frontal cortex, which is a part of the brain that you don't often tap into. And so it allows you to set new programs and patterns and thoughts and intentions for yourself. So it's a scientific way to flip the script. So if you get stuck, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam, now write the next thing. And don't judge yourself and don't question it. Just write it down. And then 20 things you're good at. And you're going to look at the 20 things you're good at, and 20 things you're good at, 20 things you love. Sorry, I wrote good at or love, right? Because typically if we're good at things, we love them too. So keep that in mind. The 20 you could also do, like, think of it, the 20 ways that you can add value to other people's lives. Typically also things you're good at and things you love. So they kind of are one in this regard. So mine, don't overthink it again. Mine was like family, animals, personal development, events, helping others break through, shopping, beach days, trying new things, being creative, food and cooking, public speaking, creating events, my team and friendships, traveling and adventure, God, photography, documentaries. Like I just kept going. I didn't stop at 20. I stopped when I stopped. I do that with a lot of things. I just write it out. And what you're going to do is you're going to look back at these 20 things and look, it's all the stuff that you can talk about and all the stuff that you can focus on doing more of as you grow your business. Because if you're having fun and if you're following the steps of feeling good about what you're doing, you're going to sell so much product and you're going to meet so many people and you're going to be in a place where they see you and they want to do whatever you're doing and they want to drink whatever you're drinking and they want to be wherever you are because you are now aligned and people are attracted to that. You guys have heard your vibe attracts your tribe. Everything has vibration. Vibe as high as you can. You'll see the toxic people, they'll rear their ugly heads right before they fall into the pit and disappear. Seriously. So prepare yourself because right about $5,000 a month is when it was right double diamond for me when all of those like, you suck, you'll never make it. Or when you start going for like $10,000 a month and then people are like, you're greedy. And you're like, what? You should have seen what my team raised last month for the kids in Africa. Right? I am not. And so stay firm and grounded in your truths. And if somebody says something to you and it upsets you, take a minute and realize the reason it upsets you is because it's not true. So don't take on that lame ass identity or that sad, sorry, I am statement because it is not yours. And just because some bully behind a keyboard has something to say today and you happen to be the center of their wrath, like water off the back of a duck, let it go. And you know what? I'm just so happy and sweet when you're having a bad day that you want to slap me. And that's how I want to be because I know if I fall for the bait, the first one to anger loses. And that helped me. I don't know who told me that when I first started this business, but I think it was, it doesn't matter what his name is. He was the guy I bought CDs because like YouTube wasn't really kicking, like popping hard, right? So I bought these CDs of this guy who was really loud and cocky and he would cold call like realtors and business owners and just offer his network marketing business right there on the phone. And I would just listen to hours of this crazy. And I realized, man, if that guy's willing to have these kind of conversations and he's so laser focused on his dreams, like I don't even have to act like that because that's ridiculous. I can just go have fun and be happy and make people's day better. And a lot of times they'll remember you because of that, because you didn't react poorly. They'll come back to you 6 months, 6 years, whatever later. I promise you, I'm 9 years in and I'm still looking for new loyal customers, and I'm still looking for new distributors, and I'm still looking for that next black diamond. I'm still looking for that next diamond. I'm still looking for that next ruby. And so there's so many things that I could tell you because it's been 9 years, but those are my biggest things that right now are popping up to me. And it was around double diamond where I was making more money than I had ever made before. And so I would say as you achieve these goals and as you're starting to stretch yourself and gain that confidence and build your momentum, to also focus on leveling up your dreams too, because I hit like a threshold at one point where my brain couldn't see past $5,000 a month. I was like, I mean, I could live off of this. In Ohio, it still hadn't dawned on me that I wanted to live on the beach looking at the Gulf, or that I wanted to have a house in the mountains, or that I wanted to have a lake house in Michigan, or that I wanted to travel overseas to Australia every year, or none of that was there yet. And so I would say keep stretching yourself, because just like I said on my live the other night, if everything on your dream board comes true, what do you have on your dream board? Because everything on my first 2 dream boards has already come to fruition. Everything. And you know what happened is I didn't move my number. My number that was like inconceivable that I put up on the dream board, like maybe one day I'll believe that. Like, we'll see. Was $20,000 a month. Like, what do you do with that? That's a lot of money. My parents made that in a year. A month. And so when I hit $22,197 while my husband was deployed on his last deployment, yeah, I remember the number because I was like, and it's burned in my mind forever. I didn't have the next step already on the board. And so it took me a lot of time of, again, banging my head on the wall to say, oh, you didn't pick a new place. Like, now that you wanted to go, you were here and you wanted to go there, but now you're there and you want to go there. I didn't pick a new there and I didn't define it. So just let these things come up and just put them on your dream board and just have them someplace where you can see them every day. And every time you walk by, just say, I'm going to do that. It's already here. It's already done, because what is for me will not pass me. And I wouldn't have put up this dream on my dream board if my heart didn't really want it. Because you see a lot of things in life, right? You sift and you sort. There's this and there's that. And you find out all the things that you want. That's why you're here. To live in the riches. You're called to be courageous. And the truth of the reality is, if you want to change people's lives, you want to give back, and you want to do some big things, whether it's for your family, for all families, for the world, whatever capacity your heart is telling you to go right now, you have to have money. So I didn't start out passionate about the products. I started out passionate about my freedom, just being able to do more than survive. Now I love the products, but my passion is, I feel like a freedom fighter for everyone, because I want my team to believe in themselves as much as I believe in you. I want you to believe in you as much as I believe in you. But more than that, I want you to believe beyond even what you can vocalize right now. I want you to believe that this is just the beginning, and you be wide open and ready to receive all of the crazy things that come pouring out of your heart when you pay off that bill, or when you are able to take that vacation with whomever that brings you joy, and you just sit there and you realize for a second, like, I did this. And then the little voice says, we're going to go to Bora Bora for our birthday. And you don't go, shh, you crazy voice. You're like Dana, and you're like, I'm just going to go ahead and book the room right now. And that's exactly what she did. And that life is so possible for you. All you have to do is stay consistent, stay plugged in, stay plugged in. It's a lonely world out there being an entrepreneur. And you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. We make ourselves readily available at almost too many times so that you can do whatever it is you want to do. And we can be any part of it that you want us to be part of. You have an amazing leader in Dana, and she's been consistently one of the best workers, hardest workers, most positive workers, leaders, sisters, friends that we've had on our team in our entire career in 9 years. She's definitely somebody that I am proud to have in my top 5. And I want you guys to think about who's in your top 5. Who are the 5 people that you're spending the most time with right now? And sometimes you're stuck, like being around some people. You can get your top 5 through books, through audibles, through following somebody on Facebook, as long as you don't fall into the trap of comparison via Facebook, because that's one thing that I saw go rampant when we all started working on social media. That kind of kicked up that little voice in your head that started to compare yourself to other people. Don't. You're you because you're supposed to be you, because the world needs you, because the team needs you, because the company needs you. And your job is just to figure out how you can be the best you and have the most fun being you, and find more people that want to be with you and go with you and chill with you and be with you and hang with you, or be led by you. And just open the door and ask. All you can do is ask. I promise you there will never be a time that you'll wish you didn't ask, but hopefully there's not a time that you wish you would have. I have one of those stories, and I think I've talked about it a million times. I didn't blitz her. The voice told me a million times to blitz her. I think I talk about that on my live too. I rambled for a while. And I think about her almost every day. I didn't blitz her. And my intuition straight up said her really loud. I can still picture her face. I still remember how I felt in her presence. And I was just too busy. I couldn't be bothered. I was too much I was selfish, and I was totally in my own zone. And I took this opportunity away from her. And I know that she was put in my life now to teach me that lesson, because that one person, taking the opportunity away from that one person, has made me so obligated to share this with everyone that it really doesn't bother me at all if you're not interested in what I have, because I'm being obedient. And I'm listening. And when I'm led to tell you about something, I'm going to tell you about it, because I can't go to sleep at night. I think about this woman. It's been like 7 years since that encounter. And I walked away. I never even told her about the product. I didn't do anything. And I could have. And all I thought was, man, look at what this has done for me. Look at what this has done for my life. Look at how much we've transformed as people financially. All of the things, all of the ways, everything for 8 years has been funded by It Works. Everything, every emergency, every death, every sickness, every new adventure, every travel, our wedding, our honeymoon, everything. My daughter, our home birth, her first 2 years of life, everything funded for by It Works. But the money is just part of the perk. The purpose and why you're here, that's up to you to decide. But I know that it's because you're the person we've been looking for. You're the person we've been praying in, and we've been praying for a long time, for 9 years, for you to join us. And I'm so happy that you're here. And I really couldn't think of anybody other than Dana. I mean, I'm so excited for you, Dana. You have a crazy awesome team. You guys have so many amazing promotions happening and so many newbies joining you, and it's just
We're popping.
awesome.
We are down to our count of 16 distributors left, and we will be structured as a presidential team. And so,
What are we have to plan. We have to plan your presidential promotion.
it's my trip to Bora Bora. I'll go back.
All right. Sorry, babe. Dana promoted. I have to go to Bora Bora.
Josh will understand. It's me. Josh loves me.
I know. I was going to say, he'd be like, well, it's Dana. I can't say no.
Can't say no. But you guys, thank you, Sarah, for getting on today. You guys are popping emeralds. And just like Sarah said, you guys came into my life for a perfect reason. I'm so excited to see what this year takes each of you guys, because I see you not only as emeralds or diamonds, I see you as ambassadors. I know this is an ambassador team. Do you guys have any questions as you're going for promotion this month to ask Sarah? Mind you, Sarah leaves this part out of her ambassador story. In the last week of going ambassador, she had to bring in, I'm going to get your total run, 26,000 volume.
Yeah, it was right around that. Yeah.
It was like the last week she was going ambassador.
The little voice was like, "You're never gonna make it."
26,000. So you guys are thinking today is the 14th? I don't ever remember the date.
It's a long month too. It's the 31st. So
it's the 31st. So some of you guys literally, I did the math. As you guys know, my charts are, I know your numbers. All of you guys, something to know. You're less than 1,000. I would say 1,500, less than 1,500 away from your emerald promotion.
that's like $100 a day if you did it alone. And obviously you've got teams, and the point is to figure out who wants to go with you towards that.
And to go with that, every single person on here not only goes emerald and makes $900 a month. Is that our new average? I don't know. It's a good money. You guys are all eligible for a $3,000 guarantee. Every single one of you. That's $3,000. And you guys, I know what those, they don't call it a bonus, but that extra money on your check will do. I had an extra $10,000 on my check. Not an extra 10,000, whatever. Split for 25 months. That extra $400 a month to pay off debt, to pay off loans, to pay off a car, whatever that looks like. Imagine what that would do for you. Kim's a school teacher. Kim, how much would that extra money do for you a month? Brianna's a mama.
I'm having to get a job this summer, I'm sure.
Kim's not getting a job this summer. Kim's hanging out with us all summer.
That's why I said keep you from that. We're not going,
No.
We pay teachers way more than
She had
they.
spring break, and she's like, I'm on spring break. She enrolled who knows how many customers. I'm like, girl, maybe we should quit that teacher job now.
See, I love it too, because really that's just what we do is we just teach. And if you're a teacher, it comes a lot more, like for me, I'm a storyteller more than I am a teacher. And so I've had to learn how to be a teacher. And so you already know how to be a teacher, and we just teach people to do exactly what we're doing. The steps of success.
Everything you've done in the last 3 months, teach Jerry, teach Jamie, teach Lee. Mari's got it down. She's good. Her team's good. Amanda's a busy mama. Brianna's a busy mama. Mari's a busy mama, business owner, everything above. So do you guys have any questions while we have Sarah on to ask Sarah?
Yeah.
Top question. She doesn't bite. Not all the time. Sometimes. When she gets a little tipsy, we have a good time. Yeah.
No, I think Sarah answered questions, concerns, confusion in what she was saying, going through and stuff. Well, and I posted about that voice today. Remember? That voice that says, you can do this. But
there's your synchronicity. That was just for you, because I didn't know what I was going to talk about today.
Right.
They didn't.
So, and, in
those synergistic moments, that means you're going the right direction. Just keep doing that.
Yes, and the strengths, because I don't ever look at that. I'm a dementia caregiver. You don't look at yourself. You're so ultra focused on that person that you forget sometimes that you even exist. So those are some things. And the block. You know that you want to talk to this person, and you get up there to talk to them, and it's like nothing comes out. Your brain fries. So that little trick of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is exactly what I needed.
your spiritual gifts are definitely compassion and mercy, and those are two incredible qualities to have in this industry, because sometimes people can be so dominantly charged in another direction that they forget that people are living their own lives and battling their own battles too. And so that will just give you such an amazing perspective as your team grows. But know too that even just talking to somebody, just be you, exactly who you. I guess your goal and all of our goals really is to figure out who you are, and that's you have permission to do that here. Who do you want to be in this next season of life? Because I like to ask myself that at least once a quarter, because it's always, what kind of a leader do I want to be in this next season of life? What kind of a mother do I want to be in this next season of life? What kind of a wife do I want to be? What kind of a business owner do I want to be? What kind of a woman do I want to be? And every season is different. You learn so much from the one before, and sometimes life, and just show that same compassion to yourself that you show to others.
Yeah, that's hard.
No, it's been hard. You can't say it's not hard.
Thank you.
You've made it hard, but now you're allowing yourself that grace, and you're going to show yourself the compassion of knowing you did the best that you knew how with what you had at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and you've done a great job. But now you also know better, and it's me time. There's nobody who deserves it more. It's you. And stay there and show yourself some of that same compassion, and do it for you. You've been doing everything for everyone else for so long. Just do this for you. And you're naturally compassionate and merciful, so you'll be able to easily facilitate people with you and make their goals part of your goals. But ultimately, you've got to be selectively selfish right now. Otherwise, you'll get taken advantage of, and you won't make it as far as you want because you'll hit burnout. So selectively selfish, meaning, what are you good at? What do you like to do? Just you. Dana will teach you how to practice really great self-care. She's always like, you should here, and sends me some bath bombs, or here, drink out of this cute little mug, and put on these fluffy socks, and just reminds me little ways on how to take care of myself. And so you're in great company, but it's just time for you. And that goes for all of us. We're in a really crazy, awesome, amazing time right now with technology and the world. Women are waking up. That's what's happening. I just said that to my mom. She goes, funny how the women do all the things, and yet it's a man's world. And I said, what world are you living in? My world, it's a woman's world. And just you wait. We're raising these little women who are going to come up. Women are awake, and we know what we're doing now, and we're ready. And it is not too late. If you still got a pulse, God still has a plan for you, and it's just time for you.
I love that. Amanda, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I do. I have been watching Sarah since I started in January, the second time. And I just want to say that you made me realize that my dream was not big enough, that I am going to the top. I'm going to make it. There's nothing and nobody that will stand in my way. And I'm so grateful that all of you are my family.
Aww, I'm so excited for you.
And I've been bawling this whole time.
These are my yellow girl. They're yellow/blue because we always have blue, but they're all my big-hearted, love, arms wrapped around, cuddly people. We all have our blue in us, but they're my yellow girls that have huge hearts. And girls, I know we've kept Sarah on for a little bit, but I want you guys to all know I believe in you, I trust in you, and I know this month is emerald and above because you can. You are worth it. You deserve it. It is yours, and it is done. So, Sarah, thank you for joining us today. I love you. I love you. Give that little baby a big hug for me.
I love you.
And your big husband a big hug for me, and tell him I say hi and I love him too. Love you guys.
I will. I'm so proud of you, ladies.
Okay,
Love you.